We'll complete lesson 2, application of quadratic functions, by looking at quadratic applications when you have a verbal description. So this is the final. So we've completed 1 when graph is given, 2 when equation is given. And today we'll wrap up this lesson 2 by looking at questions where we have to apply the quadratic functions when we're given a verbal description. So again, you'll need your calculator, your graphing calculator, or Desmos, and you will need your instruction sheet for your calculator or Desmos. This is the final question in your section 2, although there are questions in your assignment. And here, a company sells jeans, finds that when the jeans are priced at $80 per pair, they can sell 500 pairs. It is estimated that for each $2 decrease in price, the company can sell 50 more pairs of jeans. So it's a matter of supply and the price. If you decrease the price, you increase the sales. So we're going to compare to start off. We have 500 pairs sold, price is $80, and $40,000 revenue. So the revenue is your number of sold times your price. So this is going to be like 500 multiplied by 80, and that will give you 40,000. In your calculator, we eventually will make this L1 and L2, or X1, Y1. So we're going to complete our table. Now, for every, so the price is $80. Right? But then we're going to reduce the price by $2. So now, but if we were to sell 50 more, which is 500 plus 50, which is 550, the price goes down, 80 minus 2, which is $78. So now the price, should put here, 80 minus 2, which is $78. So the revenue now would be 550 multiplied by 78. Now watch what will that give us? 550 times 78, 42,900. Next, now we increase the number of sales. We have 550 plus 50 gives us 600. So this price reduced by 1, which is 78 minus 2, $76. So this now will be 600 times $76, and that will give us 600 times $76, 45,600. So I'll just highlight my X and Y's here. I then we do one more. We can make that 650. This will be 74. So this will be 650 times 74. So 650 times 74 give us $48,100. Let's try one more row. We can do a few more, but So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. This should be sufficient, but let's do another one. We have 700 here. Because you're adding 50. This would be 72. Now 700 times 72. This is 50,400. So let's highlight these numbers here. The first is 400,000. Then we have 48,100, and we have 50,000. Now, until I determine the quadratic regression equation and model revenue as a function of price. So now this is what we're going to be considering, the price. So now this becomes your x. That's your y, or L1 and L2. So describe the quadratic regression, determine now we need to enter this into our calculator. And remember, back with your function here, how to enter data, you press your stat plot, press 1 for editing, etc. So refer back to this. So now I'm going to enter, this is my L1, this is my L2. So I'll zoom out so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so first of all, we go to a stat button. Now L1, we have 80. Then we have 78, 76, 74, and 72. So those are our set of data. So 80, 78, 76, 74, 72. Then we go over to L2, we have 40,000. We have 42,900. Then we have 45,600. And 48,100. And finally 50,400. So here's our data. We know it's a quadratic, so we want to find out then our next step, as we know from our instruction sheet, turn a stat plot on. So second there, let's turn that on. Make sure that's on. And next we go to our window. Now, if you look at our graph here, our data looks like this here. Our x goes to, seems like from 0 to maybe 80. Well, we'll make that 100. And going up here, we have 40,000. So we need to get up to maybe 60,000 or maybe 60,000. So I don't need negative, so I'll put 0 there. My x maximum, make it 100. Scale remains 1, 0 as my x minimum. Now I'm just going to make that 60,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, and graph. So now notice, oh, I didn't clear my calculator, so I have to go back in here and clear my data. Now I need to find a regression equation. So now, and that's where you're going to go to this section here, how to determine the regression equation. So the first few steps here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps will give you the equations. So now I go to my stat. Now I have my data in there. I go to my stat button. Oh, by the way, make sure there's nothing in there. Stat button, go to calc. Now I go to quadratic. Been doing that for a while. Then go down to restore regress. Press your vars button. Go to vars. and press enter. Oops, here's my equation. So y is equal to negative 25. So y is equal to negative 25 x squared plus 2500 x plus 0. So that's my quadratic equation. So we can write it down here. Y is equal to negative 25 x squared plus 2500 x plus 0. The next question asks you, what's the price of the genes that will generate a maximum value? You need to find the vertex. Remember we talk about, if you go back now, we go our graph, we'll get our graph. Now it's way above here. So we need to go increase our x, y maximum. So go to your window. And maybe make that 70,000. Okay, to find our vertex, and that's where we're going to look at the instruction sheet here. How to find a vertex. So second trace maximum, because we have a maximum here. Left, I'm going to go to the left of the vertex. Press enter to the right of the vertex. Press enter again, and that should give us a vertex. So when the price is $50, the maximum revenue is $62,500. So if you get a graph going up, come down like this here, this point here, the vertex is 50, 62,500. So here we go, 50. The price you generate, so at $50. Determine the maximum revenue. The maximum revenue is your Y value. So the Y value of the vertex. That's why the vertex is so critical. So the answer would be 62,500. That's what you got there. Now, there's no need to find the x-intercept. The x-intercept will tell you when the price, the revenue is 0. So notice, sorry, as you begin to sell more, if you decrease the price beyond $50, then you start to make less money. So once you get on the other side here of the quadratic, you're getting less and less money until you get to 0. So to find out when you'll get 0 revenue, is that if you were to sell at a price of $100, then nobody would buy it. Because the more you raise the price, the fewer people will buy. So that's why it gets down to 0, because the price is too much. So for Desmos, I'm going to demonstrate just for those people using Desmos. I'll clear all these here. For Desmos, once you have your data, you're going to enter this data into your computer or your phone. Okay. So we'll enter all these. So we press your tab or button there, press table. And we have 80, 78, 76, 74, 72. And we'll go over to the other side. We have 40,000. One more. So 40,000. Then we have 42,900. And the next one is 45,600. And 48,000, oops, 48,100. And 50,400. So there's my set of data. And this is where you may want to remind yourself by using the Desmos. Now, once I got my data in, now this is a graph is going down, and we're going to use for a negative. So now this is the graph and it's going up, this is going down because the price is going up and coming down. So now I'm going to go down to my next line. Now I'll type in Y1 and go to my tilde. And it's negative. And it will be A. X1 plus BX. BX1, make sure you have these subscripts here. X1 plus C. So there is my equation is right below here. Now, did I get my right negative? Oh no, I forgot my square there. Okay. There it is. Okay. If you make one mistake, you have to be so careful with this. If you make one mistake, your equation. So now it's 25 negative 25ax squared. Sorry, negative 25x squared plus 2500x minus what is 0 plus 0. 0 is what we have for a graphing calculator, which is negative 25x plus 2500 plus 0. So now, because this is a huge value, we need to get a graph. Now, this is a huge number here. Now, notice it's almost impossible to see a graph. So the way to go about doing that, we go to our tools and we set our x-axis 0, and we make that maybe 100, and our y-axis 0, and make that, oops, so we make that 60,000. Oh, let's clear that. I may have to restart. Come on. Okay, make that less than maybe 70. Maybe that's 70,000. Okay, now I can see my graph. So you may have to adjust your window setting. And here's my graph. The question now comes up, what's your vertex? You tap on the vertex, and there it is, 50,006. At the price of 50,000, you have the maximum revenue. If you were to sell it for $100, you get nothing. If you sell nothing, you get nothing. Okay. So that's when you're given a verbal description, you may want to try question 6 in your booklet. Our last unit last lesson will be systems of equation, which will be covered next. But for now, I would like you to complete the final assignment question for lesson 2.